Good morning, everybody. How is everybody today? I say good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Have I forgotten any diurnal anomalies? Whenever you're watching this, maybe I should just stick with good day. I hope everyone's week is going well. So far so good, everything seems to be working. So where were we? Obviously still in the long dark, still in the coastal highway, where yesterday I killed a bear with a single shot from a bow. That was very gratifying. I built the meat curing chest, which was nice, and promptly stuffed it with 20 kilograms of raw meat from the bear I'd just killed. Which reminds me what I got to do today, because I've still got a whole bunch of meat from that bear that I need to cook up. So I imagine that's what I'll be doing next. And I think I also crafted the rabbit skin hat. Again, not quite sure which of those achievements gave me the most pleasure. The meat curing box was a little irritating, and I couldn't figure out how to place it. Anyway, let's see what transpires today. Oh, grief, excuse me. I beg my pardon. Let's eat something. Oh, that's not much to eat, is it? Here we go.
Too heavy.
Oh, stop it, Mackenzie. You always say that. You'd think you'd learn by now that you can do it. Good morning, little nugget. How are you doing today? I realise I don't actually know how long it takes for the meat to cure. Oh, okay. That seems to be reasonable. Oh, grief, my voice is thick today. Okay, there we go. Oh! That's nice. Good for you. Oh, that's even better. Oh, that's right. I need to make water, don't I, as well? Alright, let's... One quick cooking session coming up. I got enough time to do stuff. Wow. Yeah, he's a bit overloaded. If anyone's really interested, I uploaded bits of the Green Hell live stream as separate videos. So if anybody really wants to know how I fix my keyboard problems, that's one video, and the tutorial is a second one. Actually, I need to have a quick look. What do I need to fix on myself? That's obviously good. That's good. That needs to be fixed. That's fine. Ooh. Let's repair that. Yay. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time, mate. What else do I need to fix while I'm waiting? Yep, that's... Ooh. Keep your socks in good order. And may as well fix the other socks. Did you go anywhere interesting, little nugget?
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Those are okay. Those are good.
I need to eat some.
That's in good order. Oh. That's about as good condition as I can expect for the moment. And yes, that needs to be fixed. Getting hungry.
All this gear is slowing me down.
And we'll set this up. Yes, a good job I have another pot. Forgot about that. Don't let me forget it. And we'll just add enough so that it's good for 2 hours. There we go. While we go to bed. Oh yes. Now I did have a look. I cheated. I looked to see if I could find ptarmigan in the coastal highway. You can't. Ptarmigan cannot be found in the coastal regions. So to find that, I'd need to head inland. I'll have to look and consider that. I think I can get to Pleasant Valley from here, can't I? Oh, that's a thought. No, I suppose the ravine is out of the question. I'll have to check. Yeah, that's bright enough. And let's see if I got this. Yes. Yes. That's what we want. Let us drop some of that. Because I don't need to be carrying 7 litres of water around with me. Oh! Didn't realise I had some of that left. Okay, let's get on with the rest of this. And that is 17% cured, and this one is 58% cured, so I can't do much with that at the moment.
Too much stuff to carry.
I suppose I ought to stick my head round the corner, make sure that the moose hasn't done something unexpected, you know, like respawn. The reason I'm interested in ptarmigan is ptarmigan down. I can make a sort of quilted lining, I think. And I need ptarmigan down for trading with Sutherland. I think that's his name, the trader. Oh, went to a pizza place. Pizza place? Pizza place. Sorry, I missed that sentence. Well, that sounds like
too heavy to carry.
sounds like a worthwhile time. Let's make him complain some more. Of course, if I really wanted to make him complain a lot, I'd pick up the meat curing box. I mean, it weighs 10 kilos. It's got 8 kilos of salt in there. And, oh no, that includes the 8 kilos of salt, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Plus it's got 10 kilos of meat. So that, I imagine, would make him particularly unhappy. Oh, I finally got rid of the chips. I can start seeing the value of having multiple meat curing chests, actually. Oh, he's only about 10 kilos overweight. All that complaining.
Feels like a lot of gear.
Yeah, that's a reassuring sight. And once again, I know this is the boring bit. I'm sorry. Perhaps this is the kind of thing I ought to do off-stream, but I don't like doing that. That way you don't get the full context. Oh, that was foolish. The problem with this is, I think... Oh no. Ah! Oh! I am not having a good day today, am I? I need to pay more attention to the fire barrel and less on talking. Alright, now, did I not have... Oh, okay. Go. Water. So that's going to take... Okay, there we go. In somewhat better circumstances now.
This gear's starting to slow me down.
And if I was very wise, I would beef that up so that I got 2 hours of cooking and then stick more water on there. In fact, I think I will in a second. It's a shame you can't... I wonder what happens if you salt cure fat. I'm not sure. I'm sure it would actually work. If it works with meat, it would probably work with fat. But I'm not sure what the result would be, or if you would necessarily want to eat it afterwards. But I suppose if you're hungry... Oh, I know if you're hungry, you'll eat just about anything. Okie dokie. Let us set up this a bit. So let's set ourselves up for another...
I might have to drop some gear.
2 hours. There we go. Now, what's he complaining about? Wow, got through all that wood, didn't I? What am I carrying now that's so heavy? Oh, I'm still carrying... Oops. Yeah, let's, I didn't realise I was still carrying the wolf pelts. What else am I carrying that I don't want to be? Nope, all good. I need more cloth. That's okay, that's resolvable. I've got bandages. Oh, I need old man's beard. just in case I get attacked again. Or for when I get attacked again, as that is more likely. Right. What do I do now? Anybody got any ideas? You know, I should go up to the radio tower and fix it. Not quite sure what benefit you get from that, but I'm told it's a thing you can do. Let's have a little mosey around. Make sure. Well, the deer are safe for now. Until I need deerskins. Do I? I think I've got a deerskin or two, haven't I? I now feel like having less than 100 rounds of revolver ammunition is me running out. Never mind that for most of the game I've been getting by on 20 or 30 or so. Well, the ice should be relatively clear. Oh, that's a good thing. Other things I need to do. Maple sticks. Definitely need to go and find those. Don't know where there are maple sticks here, but I definitely need to find some. So an excursion is definitely in order. And I think I've got both the bears. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to cheat. Let's have a little look and see what coastal highway bear. Oh, there are 3. That's not good. Trying to find where's the bears. Several wolf packs, yes. Yes. Yes, I can get to Pleasant Valley through the Cedar Hills coal mine. Yep, that's how I got here, I think. Does it actually tell me where the bears are? Don't think it does. I know apparently there are 3 of them, though. Let's see. Does this tell me? Nope. Oh. Apparently, Barb's rifle is available here. Where's that? Inside the fishing. Oh, under the concrete bridge near Rockfall. Okay. I think I checked. Where's the Rockfall? Oh, okay. Oh, darn. I do that entirely too often. Oh well. But the deer wasn't bothered. Alright, so there are 3 bears here. I thought there were only 2, so obviously we've got that one. I suspect we've got the 2 here and then 1 inland somewhere. It would be my guess. Apparently there is a rifle to be found here that is a bit heavier but more durable than the others, which I did not know. And it can be found in various locations, one of which is concrete way over there, near the rockfall. Oh, give us something to check out. A bit late for me to get started on that. Our friendly local wolf should be still dead, I hope. So... I'm not really doing anything at this point, I'm just moseying around until it's thoroughly nightfall. But in principle, the rockfall area is over there. It says it is under the concrete bridge near the rockfall, so... or could be. The other one is the train unloading area, which is up there, and I didn't find it in there, so I think that's where I'm heading. We'll go take a look. I haven't checked there. Although, having said that, just because I haven't found a rifle doesn't mean it's not right in front of me. How long did it take me to find the rifle in Bleak Inlet? And it was literally resting up against the wall. Now, in my defence, that particular region is was very dark, so you know. But irritating not seeing it. Well, still, that is a rather nice. I say it every single time when the fog/mist turns golden. There is actually a technical definition of the difference between mist and fog, but I don't know whether it was valid anymore. My memory says mist becomes fog when the visibility is reduced to less than a mile. I don't know what the distances are in this, to be honest. So I suppose technically that's fog. Hello, dear. You're safe. The other thing I haven't really done, I don't really need salt right now. I've got a couple of kilos left, but there is supposed to be some. I know there's some around the back end of Jackrabbit Island, which is that there, and there's some in the mine, and I was told there is some along the coast here, but I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, if you wanted salt, you just make a hole in the ice and boil off the water. I did that when I was a kid as an experiment. I did it with tap water to see how much salt there was. I can't remember the results. But after boiling off the water of a relatively large pot, there was in fact a substantial salt deposit. That was roughly the same general time I experimented with making ersatz coffee. I can't remember why I wanted to try it. I don't think I was a coffee drinker at the time. But ersatz coffee is one thing it's made from is in fact acorns, and so with my mother's assistance we dry roasted acorns, and yeah, it was pretty vile. But I suppose if you want some kind of coffee replacement, it would be better than nothing. It would probably have been better had we washed the tannins out of it, and I don't remember doing that. head back to Pleasant Valley, I suppose, at some point. It makes a change to be trippy. For a second there, because of the way the graphics worked, it made it look like the hood of the car dropped down. Oh, 3 deer. All happily munching away. Now, let's go and check out the rockfall in the morning. See if I can find it. I mean, there's no reason why I shouldn't, of course. Rockfall. Maple sticks. I definitely want maple sticks. I ought to cook the rabbit. Yeah, it's not late enough yet. Slightly boring, this, isn't it, to be honest, at this point. Now, granted, if it was just me, I'd probably do something such as, I don't know, actually. What would I do? So it's... Okay, this is curing relatively quickly. And I've used up... When did I ever have 10... Oh, okay. I can have up to 10 kilograms of salt in there. Let's...
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
How do I put salt in there? Oh, that's how you do it. Oh, that's good to know. I can just do that. I hope I don't need it for anything else. And there we go. That is now set. And the water should be... Yes, look at that. That's always nice. And you know what I'm going to do? I don't have enough, do I? No, I don't. Okay. I just wondered for a second if I could cook up some more while I'm out in the morning, but that's okay. I have more than enough. You know, it's kind of funny. Despite the... How many hours have I got in this game? 262, according to Steam. Certain things have not become second nature. Betty buys... Yeah, I think I can get away with this. Yeah, so quick run down to the rockfall. See if I can find this other rifle. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, to be honest with you. I think the one I've got right now, I think, is supposed to be Foster's rifle. I don't think it actually says that it is, but I found it in a place where you're supposed to find it. I've got a horrible suspicion I didn't actually find what I think it's. Is it Foster's rifle? It doesn't look like it from what I've seen, but apparently it has a higher reload speed. Or cycling speed, I should say. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. How would you take a 303 and give it an improved cycling speed? I doubt you'd. A, keep it clean. 2, I suppose you could make sure everything is thoroughly polished. Hang on, where's my mouse gone? Okay, we'll do that. Yeah. Yeah, of course. As usual, it's always the big... Oh, that's what I'm... that's no wonder it's so heavy. That would tend to explain it.
I need to drop something.
Amazingly, I am not carrying more than 1 kilogram of charcoal. It tends to be a trap I fall into. If in doubt, carry 2 kilograms or 3 kilograms of charcoal. Oh yeah, that's probably the rifle and the water. Yeah, they're heavy. I could drop the bedroll, which would cause great ire amongst some people if I did that. Okay. I wonder if technically, in reality, if you deep froze fresh rabbit for 7 days, would that make the meat safe to eat? I know in principle that's what you're supposed to do with fish that's to be made into sushi. You basically keep it deep frozen for, I think it's at least 7 days, and that kills off any possibility of parasites. Because you can get parasites from sushi. Well, let's get going. Well, it's nice and bright. I was going to say nice and bright, nice and foggy, and early. Yeah. Much happier about walking on the ice here than I am in Bleak Inlet. In general, you're pretty safe on the ice around here until you get to the actual shoreline over there. Not like Bleak Inlet, where you can almost fall through at any time. I never did quite figure out how to determine safe ice from unsafe ice. By the way, if anybody's expecting some highly edited videos, because I mentioned earlier I'd published the the keyboard issues I had with Green Hell and the tutorial as separate videos. Yeah, don't expect highly polished editing. I literally downloaded the video from... oh grief. I just downloaded the video at full resolution from Twitch, and basically just chopped out the necessary bits. Editing is not a strength of mine. The closest I came to editing was when I used to do Forgotten Aviation, and I used to go through the recording and remove the mouse clicks from the audio. That was as good as I got. I'm not sure I remember how to do that now. What did I use to... I think it was Audacity, wasn't it? I think that's the tool I used. But so just to be on the safe side, I ought to keep a little eye open for... I mean, I'm assuming the bear that got me here, or over there, is the same one that shows up at the cabins further down the road, but it might not be. I suppose. Is that all boarded up? Yep, looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure I remember anything dead here. Just have a quick amble around here. Yeah, I've been here before, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. So it's probably a body. Yeah, it is. Yep, already checked it. Where am I? Well, I know roughly where I am. I meant on the map, obviously. Okay, I'm actually heading for this region over here. I ought to be slightly more careful because I know there are more wolves on the ice than those I've currently dealt with. You know, thinking about it, I suppose, am I slightly surprised? I can't remember if I've wondered about this before. Am I slightly surprised that they didn't put Bigfoot... Oh, there's another wolf pack. I'm slightly surprised Bigfoot didn't make it into the game. That might have been interesting for story mode. And for the record, no, there is no Bigfoot. At least no compelling evidence of it. It's funny, I remember when I thought that... There was a time I kinda did, and I think it's the Peterson video, can't remember the... It's a very famous clip of video. And it shows what is apparently a Bigfoot. It's really, interesting piece of video. The funny thing is, when I look at it now, it looks like a man in a gorilla suit. I mean, it's a very good gorilla suit, and there is evidence that is precisely what it is. But, yeah, now I look at it, it's like, no, that doesn't look like an ape. That looks like a gorilla. I mean, a man in a gorilla suit. But, in the history of frauds and cons, it is worth looking at, I tell you. I'm trying to remember if I think I did believe it when I was much, 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 much younger. But, and you may be wondering why I don't think Bigfoot exists. You have to bear in mind that anecdotal evidence without physical evidence to corroborate it is actually pretty poor evidence. There's anecdotal evidence for everything that you can think of, and a lot of it is simply not true. So, okay, what physical evidence do we have of Bigfoot? And the simple answer is none. We don't have any physical evidence of Bigfoot. And given that Bigfoot sightings have occurred in everywhere in the United States except for Hawaii, that would imply a significant population. And so you would expect to find bodies, hair, skeletons, spoor. And you simply don't find anything like that. It's never been found. The one time they did supposedly find some evidence for it, which was actually DNA tested by the FBI, and I've seen the report. It turned out to be a white-tailed deer. So I think, is this roughly... If you want to find the other, assuming it's the same one and I haven't killed it, the other bear is up there. If you just follow the stream up, you go straight through its territory. And I know it comes down to the huts over there. I've been mauled by that one too. Ooh, weather's changing. It's not good. Now you can't go round here. Last time I tried, I actually fell through the ice. And that's actually pretty much the end of the map. Yeah, there's the rockfall. It is supposed to be near the rockfall. And now this is someplace I've got to be really careful, because last time I went round that way, I did in fact fall through the ice. So if the rifle was supposed to be, I think it said that bridge near the rockfall, if that is indeed where it's supposed to be, and it doesn't seem to have been there, then it means it is in one of those huts, which I'm pretty certain I've checked. Or in the trailer, up over the top, which I also checked. Yeah. So under the concrete bridge near the rockfall doesn't seem to be the location. And you can't get through here. You have to go... You have to go up and around through the realm of the bear. Okay, well, we'll go back to the bridge and double check. Keeping a very sharp eye out. And there's the... Nope. That's just a bear-shaped blob, isn't it? It's not actually... Is that actually the bear? Is that the third one? Yeah, no, that's just a... You see what I mean by the paranoia? Yeah, that looks just bare enough and blobby enough for me to think, I'm just doing my due diligence. Well, if there's a rifle here, it is profoundly well hidden. Oh, there's the bear. It's right there. There's the bear, it's right there. Okay, so that is 3 bears along this section of road. I am not going to try to take this one on. Now this one is the one that I encountered during the Survival Never Give Up livestream, where I had to go I think, yeah, my everything was I say everything, it was a, yeah. I've told the story enough times, but that's the bear that mauled me. I mean, not that one, that's the respawned version of the bear that mauled me, because the bear that mauled me ended up dead. I got very lucky at that point, but I do not wish to push my luck any more than I absolutely have to with that creature. Where did it go? Mind you, it's highly tempting if the range is long enough just to take a shot at it, but I've done that before. When I was hunting the moose in Desolation Point, I did see the bear, some considerable distance away, so I took a shot at it. And oh, those are timber wolves, aren't they? I don't want to have to deal with those. Let's see if we can't go round. I think those are timber wolves. Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with them. Is that one of the dead wolves? I think it might be, mightn't it? No, it's a body. Well, yes, obviously it's a body. Let's see. Yeah, it's a human body. I don't like falling through the ice. I don't recommend it as a way of passing the time, to be honest. Having said that, you can survive a surprisingly long time, soaking wet, getting very tired, freezing to death. I did once make it all the way back to the Quonset hut. That's the garage, I should say. And was able to recover there. Oh, look at this. Given that I'm using the stuff... Oh no, it hasn't respawned. This is Jackrabbit Island then. Okay, so I mean I've learned one thing. I know where the bears are, roughly. Wow, there's quite a few deer there today. Oh, look at this. I'll take the arrows. That's always useful. Oh, that reminds me, in a strange sort of way, I need to find Old Man's Beard, don't I? I've used quite a bit of that. Can't remember if there's any on the islands. Let's have a quick check. There's probably information somewhere. Where can you find? Oh, look, there's some. Ah, that's good. More reliable than the antiseptic you pick up. Although technically I don't think it does have antiseptic properties, but I'm trying to think. I know moss, is it moss? Sphagnum moss has been used as a wound dressing. It's very absorbent apparently. I don't know about lichen. Apparently you can use spider webs too. They encourage clotting. Oh, yes. I've been here before. I know this. Where's my fire? I could have sworn I lit a fire outside this location. I think I've got a small cache in here, actually. Oh, I don't. I'm pretty certain I had stayed here. I thought it was here that I left a cache of goodies. Apparently... Or did I put everything away in a nice orderly fashion? No, I think it was actually the other island, wasn't it? Yeah, because obviously I've searched in here. A book that I don't need. Yeah, it must have been the Misanthrope's Island / house. Alright, well that's something. I mean, the old man's beard. Yeah, that's worth having. I think in other places something similar is called Spanish moss. I'm not sure if it's moss or lichen. Lichen is interesting biologically speaking. It's a sort of symbiotic relationship between fungus and something else that I now forget. Okay, that's where we came from. Ooh, now I just had a horrible thought. Suppose that bear comes all the way out to this island. I would not be completely happy about that, I do not think. Hello, Wabbit. You don't look like a jackrabbit. More like a cottontail, despite the name. Despite their name, jackrabbits are actually hares. You can sort of tell by their ears. They have ears very much like a European hare. Just in case you were wondering. I'm sure you were fascinated by such little tidbits of information. If you haven't done it, beachcombing is a good way to find useful stuff. If you can get close enough to it. For example, arrow, hatchet.
Someone's gotta go.
in this, if you're in a coastal region where you get blizzards, you can apparently do quite well just picking up hatchets and arrows from the landscape. Somewhere out there is a factory making arrows and hatchets so they can be washed up during blizzards. Sorry, I think that's funny. How many arrows have I got now? 16! I've got 16 arrows. Hey, welcome back. I've got 16 arrows from picking up stuff along the shoreline. That is slightly daft. Plus the 2 or 3 that I've got that I can reuse. That's more arrows than I've had on me at any one time, at any point in this game. And welcome back to Misanthrope Island. And the second place, well, I say second place, you can get rabbits obviously more. Welcome back though, Mr. Nugget. I'm just doing a sort of general wander around in hunt of a rifle that's supposedly here that I haven't found. Looking for Old Man's Beard because I'm about out. And hello. Yeah, this is the Misanthrope's homestead. Yeah, this is where I have a mini stash. Yeah, as you can see. This is all my spare stuff that I didn't need. And food, and guts, and anything useful? I think I've searched everywhere in here pretty much. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, I have not searched this.
I could use this.
Alright. Cloth if I need it. Always a good idea, it seems, to double check everything because as meticulous as you think you might have been, there's a very good chance. Oh, I did take the water earlier. There's a very good chance you missed something. No, I've got 4 watching at the moment. That's alright. Twitch is normally pretty much empty, unless somebody does a raid. Alright, I definitely do need to find more Old Man's Beard. Oh, having said that, I know you do, and I appreciate it, my friend. Come on. I'd probably do better if I streamed, or I don't know, evening in US time, but I'm normally asleep at that point.
Too heavy.
Too much complaining. Not me, Mackenzie. No, it was worthwhile getting this stuff. Now, I think people tend to show up in the last hour more than they do in the first. In fact, I know they do. Okay, this was worth it. Alright, definitely head inland in the morning. See if I can make a travois. The reason he's moving so slowly is, of course, because he's headed straight into the wind. And he's actually not that overloaded, to be honest. A little bit, but not too much. So this slow pace isn't because of being overweight so much as I'm walking into the wind. And I'll wager, oh, that's not too bad, getting a bit damp, but it's not affecting my temperature right now. Oh, I was talking about Bigfoot. Yeah, I was going to say that there is another, and apart from the lack of evidence, there is one thing that, if Bigfoot is such a prevalent presence in the United States, that you would kind of expect to find, and that is fossil evidence. And there is no fossil evidence of hominids in the United States. I mean, at least not yet. The first hominids to make it to the United States so far appear to have been Homo sapiens. And I can't remember how long ago that was, I'm sorry. But what is curious is there is in fact a... There's a lot of debate over this. There is the possibility, I think it's in California, of a butchery site which way predates humanity. And if it turns out to be true, and that it is actually genuine, an animal butchery site, I think it's something like 100,000 years old. And humans hadn't gotten anywhere near as far as the United States by that point. Well, it wasn't the United States by that point, obviously. But the other hominid that it could be is Homo erectus. So I would be fascinated to find if we one day found Homo erectus fossils. But there's nothing vaguely like Bigfoot ever been found. Neanderthals never got here. I don't think Denisovans did. I mean, I don't think there's any evidence that so far that they did. But Homo erectus, that would be interesting if they made it here. because they've made it all over the place. I mean, it's quite surprising. And we're back. What time is it? Right. I just realised I've been streaming for over an hour. I need to take my traditional bladder break, so I will be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. So I will see you all soon. I can never remember which button I'm supposed to press at this point. I've got the macros set up here. It's that one, isn't it? And I'm back. Hello. I was complaining about my keyboard, wasn't I? Well, not really. I have... Yeah, remembering which button to press. I have considered, on occasion, getting the Elgato Steam Deck. But to be honest, I don't do anything particularly complicated enough to justify it. And while it does, people have gotten it running with Linux, it's a bit of a pain. My current keyboard is a bit of a pain. You can set up, it's got 4 macro keys, which I could set up, but to be honest, you'd have to jiggle around with USB and device permissions to do it, so that I could set it up on the keyboard manufacturer's website, and I don't need it enough to go through that bother. You'd have to do the same with the Elgato. And the other issue, of course, is that there are technically things I probably would want to get before that. I do need a proper computer chair. This old armchair. It's got hard armrests, and I'm pretty certain It's not doing my arms any good. The other thing I'd like to get is the ASRock Challenger 9070 graphics card. That would mean I could donate my 7800 to my son, which would give him a system totally overpowered for 1080p. But it would also actually use less power than my current graphics card. The 7800 goes up to about 235 watts power draw. The non-overclocked 9070, non-XT, is only 220, and so it's more efficient as well, so I could get the same performance with less power usage, which is actually quite attractive. And then when I do need it, I've got it. But best price I've found for that so far is, and I can't remember the website, where they are offering it for pre-order at under £600, which is actually a pretty good deal. I think on Amazon it's about $630 or so. Right, let us sort out what I want to do. Let us craft some Old Man Beard's bandages. Yes, that's handy. And I need cloth, don't I? Nope. Wrong button. There we go. So, oh, yeah, it's a bit late in the day for doing that. I'll do it tomorrow. Because he is exhausted. Oh. Yeah. Let's get some food before I settle down for the night.
This pack is getting kind of heavy. I think I need to lay down.
Yep. I always find it interesting that there are some very interesting use cases for some of the latest things like graphics cards. My example is a case in point. You might think, well, why don't you just go for a 9070 XT? Well, the price is still quite high, and if I got it, I'd have to then spend another couple of £100 on a new power supply. So you can see the price suddenly gets up to £900 to £1,000. Maybe a bit less. Which is like, no, don't want to do that, because I only have a 700 watt power supply. But the 9070, not overclocked, non-XT, would give me about a 20% performance improvement for more efficient use and less power draw. That's very attractive. Wouldn't have to buy another power supply. So it's an interesting use case. But most graphics cards manufacturers seem to insist on overclocking the 9070, which is not what I want. I do have a very specific use case. Yeah, I must admit, if I'd known about it when I was building this, the last time I upgraded the GPU on this, I would have probably gone for the 7900 GRE, which, while it's not got quite the same performance as the 9070, would mean that it's not really worthwhile considering an upgrade. But a 15 to 20% upgrade, yeah, that's worth considering. For less heat and less power draw. Yeah, that's quite attractive. And heat is a particular concern of mine because my computer is one of those tiny little small form factor things, so they tend to run hotter. So what we'll do is we will I'll do the harvesting later. I'll drop my coats. Come back for them. Well, yeah, not coming back for them per se. Where did it go? Oh, there we go. Drop that. I know I had a Parker. Where's the Parker? Yeah. Oh, I might as well harvest that. That's 3 more arrowheads, so 19 arrows? Eventually. That's worthwhile having. Oh, let's put that away. What else can I drop? Oh, okay. And how am I doing for water? No, and I can definitely get rid of, drop one of my hatchets. Oh, oh, Old Man's Beard wound dressing. I was going to think, I thought that was Old Man's Beard, but it's not. Hang on, what am I? Oh, I don't need that. Okay. And if the weather's suitable, we'll go in search of other bits and pieces. I have no idea what I want to do. Oh no, not going anywhere in this, I can tell you. Yeah. Not going anywhere in this. Okay, so we'll go and make some arrows. And harvest stuff.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
And gets through the day quickly enough. Yes! I've got to level 5. Now, I've been wanting that achievement for some considerable time, I can tell you. Although I'm not quite sure how useful it is. But in principle, I should be able... Yep. Means I can shoot from crouched, which means I can get much closer to deer. That I've been wanting for some considerable time. How come I've only got 18 arrows? Oh, yeah, 19 arrows. Level 5 archery.
I need to drop something.
Why does that take so long to harvest? Oh well, it gets us almost to the end of the day. %. 78. Won't be able to fix my bearskin coat today. Of course, what I could do is go after the other bear, then I'd have 3 bearskin coats. I could make the bearskin bedroll and fix my bearskin coat as well. The bearskin bedroll's a bit of a flex, I suppose. Talking of bedrolls, what condition is this one in? 89%. Yeah, I know that's alright. I don't have to worry about that one too much. 6 cloth. Let's go have a little look outside, see what it's like. I might just go up the hill. Ah, okay. Make sure the moose hasn't respawned. It would be somewhat disturbing if it had. Well, not disturbing, promising. I have one subscriber who is telling me that they've never had the moose respawn here. Now, granted, this actually qualifies as a rare spot for a moose to spawn in general, but you never know. So let's just take a quiet amble up the slope. One other tip I was given: always check mailboxes. Sometimes people leave rifle cartridges in there. Not something I personally would do, but I picked up a couple. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. So you always want to check mailboxes. So keep an eye open for the sticks. Ooh. I know I've checked this, but let's check it again. And I hadn't checked this, had I? Eh. So, always worth checking in there. And yeah, I've checked in here. Can't remember whether I've checked in here since I got the DLC, because sometimes what you will get is, even if you searched a place, you'll find extra stuff, which I have. In the past I found oatmeal, I think. Don't need the books, really. Yeah, I only found the rifle in Bleak Inlet, which I ended up really, really needing. Because I happened to notice as I was looking along the walls that, oh, the rifle notification popped up. Which was rather funny, but as it turns out, I really needed that rifle. The rifle is still back there, by the way. But why am I gesturing over my shoulder like it means something? Yeah, the rifle is still back. In Bleak Inlet, that particular rifle. So if I need to travel from here to there again, I don't need to take my rifle with me. Oh, it's a plane crash. I'd forgotten about that. Is it a plane crash? Or is it dandelion and burdock harvesting? Yeah, it's a plane crash, isn't it? I have been up here. Yeah, I remember. Vaguely. Oops. And this is why we have that. Moving too fast. And I don't normally worry about the painkillers, that wears off in a couple of hours. But if you get a sprained wrist, it is good to fix it as quickly as you can, because otherwise you can't hold a rifle, and you can't hold the revolver, as I remember. So... And I'm not... No, I'm seeing I wasn't even overladen. So, yeah, you can sprain things. Whenever you get that little triangle red symbol, which is not the most intuitive of icons. It's not really an icon per se, is it? No, it doesn't seem to have affected my aim, but you can see that I'm suffering from pain because of the blurriness around the edges. Does anybody know where the old man's beard respawns? Actually, you know what? I need to... Apparently, if you fix up the radio tower, you can summon up an aurora. Which could be useful to do. Don't know how you do it remotely, but given the length of time I spent waiting for an aurora so I could contact the trader, that would be a useful little trick. Oh, there it is. I can't remember whether... Oh no, that's not the radio tower, that's the watch... I think that's the an abandoned watchtower, and I think I've been there already. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I have. Yes, I'm certain I have, because I was urged to collect acorns from these trees. Only to discover that to use them, I need a heavy hammer, and the nearest heavy hammer is in Desolation Point. So... pretty certain I've checked in here. Yeah. Old bedroll if I need it. Yep, I've checked in here already. Yeah. The special rifle isn't. It's supposedly, I think, in the cabins down there. Can't remember whether I was supposed to have gone up that way or this way. I might spend the night in the watchtower. If I can find it again. I think it was up here. And I think I've got enough... no, not really. He's not too tired. It's not a blizzard yet, so I've got a bit of time to fiddle around. Yeah, this is not something I would have done early game. Yeah. Just wandering around for the sake of it. I had a lot of encouragement. Alright. Yeah, he's gotten tired enough that, well, I can fix the sprain risk. I think. Yep. Let's head back to the Quonset garage and maybe tomorrow. I've already explored up here though, I think. Yeah, all around this general area. That's the abandoned lookout. This is roughly the position I'm in right now. I thought there was a watchtower. I thought there was a radio tower, but apparently not. Right, so I need to start considering where I'm going to go next, especially once the meat has cured and I can carry a fair quantity with me. I did have thoughts of going to the Forlorn Muskeg, didn't I? And I can't remember how you get there from here. I think I've got to go back to Mystery Lake. And how do I get to Mystery Lake from here? I think I've got to go through Pleasant Valley. Can I get down this way? Yes, I can. And look at that. Takes me right above the home sweet home. I need to make some more bandages. Yeah, you see that blurring at the edges, that's the indication that he's in some pain.
Sunset.
In case you were
It's
wondering.
gonna get a lot colder soon.
Alright. Before I forget, let us... There we go. Make a couple more bandages. Always a good idea if you're going out and about to have at least 5 cloth on you. Because that way, if you need to make a snow shelter, you can do that. You just need 15 sticks to do it. But you can, in principle, just pick those up from the ground. Oh, there we go.
Too heavy.
Yeah, see, the pain does eventually go away. Excuse me. Sorry. Voice isn't what it normally is. Actually, let me think about this a second. So, I am in the coastal highway. Now for Ptarmigan I can just go back to Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley isn't too bad, actually. But yes, if I wanted to go to Forlorn Muskeg, actually it's pretty much straight along there. I think. That might be worth a little excursion. In essence, just to see what it's like to survive there. I've been there in a different game. And yeah, you don't want to go across the ice. You basically go around the edges, and then there is a, what is it, the Old Turner settlement over here, which provides some cover, but you need to be well equipped to do it because it's quite cold there. But I might head for that, so I could go along the ravine, through Mystery Lake, and across here. That could be worth a little trip, don't you think? Perhaps when I've got the meat cured. And carrying it won't make me an immediate target for everything. But I won't be heading out today. But I'll need to confirm that I can in fact just do that. I mean, I've been across. The ravine is safe, and Mystery Lake I've been backwards and forwards down the railroad a few times. I will run across wolves in the process, I'm almost certain to. I'm trying to remember, there is a bear in Mystery Lake that I can vaguely remember, but I don't think I've ever seen it. It comes onto the lake sometimes. But going backwards and forwards across the railroad, all I should encounter is wolves, and there's an excellent chance they'll just run away. There is a moose that sometimes spawns outside the ranger's hut, ranger's cabin. That's where I first shot a moose, actually. That was fun. It was charging me at the time, and it went down almost within spitting distance. Oh, come on. It's almost daylight.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh. Sorry. There we go. That's a little excessive. Nope. Oh. Oh, I'd forgotten I had that. And that. Got more snares than I know what to deal with. And as usual, what am I carrying that makes me so heavy? Probably nearly 2 kilograms of arrows. You know, I might just stash some of my arrows, because I don't need 16. I don't technically need that much ammo either, do I? Yeah, that was a little excessive. Let's just hope I remember it. I've got 24 rounds elsewhere too. Do I need... Yeah, must have made that early in my reloading career. All I've got to do now is remember that the stuff is still there. I don't really see any circumstances under which I would need 29 rounds of rifle ammunition, but or 35 rounds of revolver ammunition. But it saves a bit of weight. And that's actually excessive. A couple of litres will take you through the day pretty much alright, I think. I've never actually... Where did my other black bear pelt go? Oh, there we go. And this is 93% cured. So, in principle, I might well be able to head off to Forlorn Muskeg next time. I just need to confirm how to get there, really. Right. Apart from the fact that it's snowing, where am I going? Now I'm starting to wonder if I should head for Forlorn Muskeg now. I think the simple answer is no, it's a bit late in the stream to be doing that. and I would like to be in full repair, so I want that bear skin to be fixed. And this is not good weather to be running around in, because there's an excellent chance it'll be blizzarding shortly. Yeah, you can see I got 29 rounds of ammunition there, and yeah, 35 plus the 6 I've got on me, which is probably enough. And I've got, yeah, 11 arrows, which is more than I think I had before I did some beachcombing. So yeah, there's a halfway decent chance this will turn into unpleasantness. Did I stash a rifle in Pleasant Valley? Do you know what I did? I think I've got a rifle in the Carter hydroelectric dam. Yeah, this is going to turn out to be a blizzard, I think. I've certainly seen it before, where the snow started like this and then just kept on going. The good news is, unless I do something particularly stupid, if I took a... I think I've done this before. Let's just take a quick trip around the outside here. I mean, as far as I'm aware, the only sources for salt in this region are in the mine and behind Jackrabbit Island over there. Not sure about behind this one, but I don't think I've checked along the coast. Apparently you can find some along the coast. I can't imagine that this would be good weather for shooting arrows at something like a wolf. Now, having said that, there was one battle I can think of where the direction and intensity of the wind actually made a difference to the archers, and that was the Battle of Towton in, oh grief, when was that? 1430 something or other. Sometimes considered to be one of the bloodiest battles ever fought on British shore. It's reckoned that 1 in 10 of Britain's fighting men, potential fighting men, died in that battle. Horrific. I think it was 1 in 10. And I think it was during the opening phase of the battle, both sides. You've got to bear in mind, early 14th century was pretty much right about the end of the 100 Years' War. So archers were a big part on both sides. So the two sets of archers essentially set up to shoot at each other. And one side was shooting into the wind. I think it was actually in a snowstorm. So one side was shooting into the wind, and their arrows couldn't reach. And the other side were shooting with the wind, and they did a lot of damage in that archery exchange. Story goes that the archers on the winning side were actually able to pick up their opponent's arrows. Although I imagine there's some truth to that. Although, as a general rule, if you're shooting a warbow, you can almost regard arrows as single-use projectiles. If an arrow hits an armoured target, the arrow is going to get broken. It's not going to be recoverable. But I suppose if they land on soft ground, then yeah, you could possibly pick them up. So supposedly that's what happened. There's some, I think the BBC did some documentaries about Towton. Well worth watching if you like that kind of thing. And we'll have a quick check out here. As I said, I'm constantly wondering where that 10 kilograms of salt is in this region. Don't need that at the moment. Did I pick up the water? I did not. Where's the... oh, here it is. I was going to say, where's the way out? I can take the metal lamp apart. Let me guess. Yeah. But there's some interesting demographics apparently about the Battle of Towton. Or just people. One soldier who died there was found in a mass grave. And this guy was, I think, in his 40s or 50s. And seems to have been a professional soldier. What was interesting about him was that he had at some point suffered an absolutely dreadful injury. You know, imagine being smashed hard across the face with a sword. Well, while we don't tend to think highly of medicine in that era, and for good reason,
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
this guy, they had essentially treated / reconstructed his face to some extent. Apparently there are actually manuals from the time pretty much detailing how to do this kind of work. Of course, it would have been without anaesthetic. What's that? And yeah. So he'd gone through this absolute agony, which arguably would have been almost as bad as actually being injured in the first place. And he survived it. He completely healed up. His face would have been distinctive, as putting it mildly. And apparently he was now fit and healthy. And he had elected to go back to war. And died at Towton. And he wasn't exactly a young man either. He was. Like I say, I think he was in his 40s or early 50s. And a surprising number. We tend to think, well, there is this sort of tendency to think that fighting in these battles, which could be dreadful things. I mean, you're talking hand-to-hand combat in armor with swords and daggers and axes and... Well, it turns out, I think the youngest... There were some young people there. I think the youngest of them was... but when I say youngest, we're talking about, the upper classes, because they're the ones that we have records for. And I think the youngest was sort of 19. The oldest, I think, was in his 70s. And I can't remember whether he survived the battle. I think the 19-year-old might have died in the battle. But there were a surprise. It wasn't just a young man's game. At least not at Towton, it wasn't. Although the word game is highly inappropriate. Well, it didn't turn into a blizzard. And I've been going for 2 hours. So, basic plan for tomorrow. Oh, make sure. Yeah, I've got 2 things I want. I want the preserved meat because it doesn't smell. I want to get my bearskin coat fixed. And I need to check to make sure I can in fact get from here to Mystery Lake. And then we'll consider going to Forlorn Muskeg. Let's see if I can survive there. That will probably be my riskiest survival attempt yet, for what it's worth. Because while I know that the old Spence, what's the expression? Settlement, farmstead, whatever, huts are there. Don't know how hard it is to survive in that. But, might be worth doing. And, of course, Forlorn Muskeg is a gateway to the Broken Railroad, which might also be worth visiting. And why don't we have binoculars in this game? I would love to have binoculars in this game. That would be so useful. I'll tell you what, the one place I would not want to be caught in the middle of a blizzard would be Forlorn Muskeg. That strikes me as being a horrific concept because, falling through the ice here, a very good possibility that would happen. So if I go to here and then there, that leaves me with, I haven't been to the Hushed River Valley, I haven't been to Timberwolf Mountain, or Ash Canyon, or Black Rock. So, this is the area I've been in so far. So, we'll extend and go over there. That, I think, would be worth doing. Unless the moose spawns in tomorrow. So, thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate it. I'll have to deal with the cabin fever. I'll deal with that tonight. Well, it'll be tonight, tomorrow, if you know what I mean. So, please leave a like and a subscribe if you don't mind. I've only got 134 subscribers. I'd like to get to 150. That would be nice. Of course, once I say that, I'll start begging and pleading for 200, but, you know. Anyway, 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. That will be 4 a.m. East Coast, United States. And that's 3 a.m. Texas time. I know Little Nugget here is in Texas. He mentioned it yesterday. And he's 6 hours behind. So don't tempt me, dear, please. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. And again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good day. And I will